Well, this was pretty quick. IDW number 8 came out almost, 3 weeks after IDW number 7 came out? Yeah, that's pretty quick. So one might think it would be a bit rushed.
But things do not start out good at all, and I mean not good at all. The first issue arises when you realize that they reused panels from issue number 7, which is lazy as fuck. At least they explained it, but again, it just comes off as being really, really lazy.
And the pacing in the shots themselves are fucking atrocious. Like, oh my god. It's like you're getting on a roller coaster and all of a sudden the roller coaster starts before you're even able to take a seat. That's how bad it is.
However, things do pick up, and Silver is in this issue. However, throughout the entire issue, he acts very out of character. And at first, I thought he was very happy, and I will go more into detail because it turns out he wasn't just very happy.
Of course, he explains that the reason why he came back is because his future turned out to be even worse. And throughout much of the issue, Silver is pretty happy in comparison to his more serious, gotta save the future personality that he had in previous entries. I mean, you'd think after the entire world is barren of any animal life and is nothing more than a bunch of rock and mechanical plants, you'd think he'd be a little bit more bummed out, or, devastated. But no, he's uncharacteristically happy here.
That's not fair.
Silver also explains that the person who just saved them is the fabled guardian angel who can turn the tides of battle. It also doesn't take long for them to find her breaking into Eggman's base.
However, when they blow their cover, she runs away and tries to hide. After convincing her to come down, she introduces herself as Whisper the Wolf. And so far I'm liking Whisper. She has more personality than Tangle, who is basically a Reboot Sally knockoff, complete with a social justice warrior virtue-signaling lesbianism. They then team up to open the door and— oh, come on! Another rehash? God damn it. And of course the usual problems of, oh, the main characters are too overpowered comes in. And for some reason Whisper gets put into danger, even though last time it was established that she was capable of defeating an entire army of robots and turning the tide of battle, but whatever. We gotta have some kind of contrived plot point. Also, then Silver asked if he could come with her, and then, of course, the character has to leave, even though she's the only good thing about this issue, and the only good character in IDW, even if she's a Hinata ripoff. At least according to my friend Wingsy. Speaking of Naruto, it also turns out that after thinking back to a Naruto episode that I had seen, I remembered something, and then I remembered how Silver acted in this issue. It turns out Silver actually acts a lot like Naruto. Odd considering the fact that he's based on Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. Also, there's this bit where Silver says crap, which is apparently very funny, clever, and edgy. Now, where did I put that?
Damn fourth Chaos Emerald.
And of course, it goes back to rehashing Fleetway, because reasons. Also, one plot hole I noticed is, if Eggman took over the world, wouldn't he have taken over Angel Island? I mean, think about it. Knuckles is the leader of the Resistance. Knuckles' original job was to guard the Master Emerald, which had immense power. Eggman could use that immense power to crush the Resistance. And since the Guardian of the Master Emerald isn't there, it's ripe for the taking. So why didn't he take it? I don't know. But hey, I can already picture what's going to happen in the next comic pretty easily. Fantastic.
But hey, gotta ram down those member berries somehow. So after all those things happen, it cuts to Amy and Knuckles realizes that the Master Emerald is in danger. But not before cutting back to another shot, this time of Angel Island already being conquered. So, what do I think about this comic? Well, the pacing is utter crap. And I do mean it is utter crap. The ending could have had a much bigger impact if Metal Sonic wasn't shown flying to Angel Island to get the Master Emerald. So the way that whole arc's being handled is utter crap. But that's more of a comic-wide issue as opposed to one that's, an issue in this comic particularly. But it does still bleed over into this one, unfortunately, and I just kind of wish that this one had been completely separate and hadn't even mentioned issue number 7 for the most part.
Although throughout the entire comic, I actually really liked Whisper. I actually preferred Whisper even if she is kind of a Hinata knockoff. She's more likable, her personality is more fleshed out than the main cast, and it fits. It's not like she changed for no reason like Amy and Silver did throughout the comics run. It's just, okay, here's a new character, and she gets a pretty good introduction, so you get more time to know her. She's not the best character ever, and I quite honestly would prefer Conquering Storm come back, but I like Whisper. I like Whisper a lot.
I was not a fan of Silver's sudden change in characterization. It's just... I hate it when that happens. Quit it. And quit rehashing things, too. I mean, that model of robot that you saw right here, yeah, that one was actually taken out of production from the Eggman Empire. Not only that, but it was destroyed. And plus, it's just reusing something we've already seen. Why would I want to see this thing again when I've already beaten it in Sonic Adventure 1? I don't get it. Imagine if Frieza used the same tactics over and over and over again in Dragon Ball Z. Or, hell, if Sonic Team was to just reuse a boss battle over and over and over again without changing it up. It would get very monotonous and very tedious very quickly. So for me, this robot's inclusion is just very, very lazy, and it's a very lazy way of trying to pander to adventure fans, and trying to create some kind of threat when we already had the egg bosses, who are in much bigger need of, you know, attention. Plus, I liked the mystery behind what happened to Silver's future, but I don't expect that to get explained at all, because of the writer we're talking about here. I don't trust him with the Freedom Fighters, and I certainly don't trust him to write a competent story. Plus, there's contradictions with how Wispons work, about production, Silver's character. They introduced a couple of new things here. It took a very short amount of time for Angel Island to get taken over and for them to get statues there, but I'll let that one pass, since it's kind of funny, I guess. And in spite of all these problems, I actually liked this issue. I don't consider it a good issue, but I didn't hate it. Now hear me out, because I know people are going to say, it's a good issue, why'd you like it if it isn't a good issue? Well, I like games like Daikatana, which I guess makes me Romero's bitch. I try to look at things from an objective standpoint, as objective as I can get. I like this issue, but I don't think it's a good issue. I would actually recommend checking it out, certainly, but just know that it has a lot of problems, and the pacing is fucking awful, and that might turn you off. I compare my experience with this issue to be comparable to after I watched The Force Awakens, where I thought, oh god, this movie fucking sucks, and then watching Rogue One, where I thought, it's alright. The problems that affect this one just aren't so bad that I go, god damn it. I'm still hoping we get a new writer, because I want something new, I want something fresh. This is an improvement, but it just goes to show that Ian can write better if he just spends less time harassing his critics and virtue signaling, and spends more time working on his writing. Huh, that must be the weeaboos. Hold on a sec.